deep breath. Taking a deep breath. Gently open your eyes. Let's get up on our feet. Let's begin the yogic kriyas like we did yesterday. We begin from the neck and work downwards. Stand with your feet slightly apart so it gives you some element of balance. For those of you, once again, if you're wearing socks and you're on a bare floor, please get your socks out so we want to make sure you don't slip. Let's begin with the neck. We're going to turn the neck to the left side and only the neck. So breathe in. As you breathe out, turn your neck to the left. Make sure the shoulders don't follow. Look as far back as you can. Squeeze the neck. Hold it there. 1. Keep breathing. 2. Keep your eyes open. Look as far back as you can. And 3. Look straight ahead. Excellent. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Breathe in. As you breathe out, turn your neck to the right. Make sure the shoulders don't follow, only the neck. Squeeze the neck, hold it there. 1, keep breathing in and out. 2, look as far back as you can. Don't tilt your head, keep it straight. And 3, gently look straight ahead. All right, we drop our back up and down. So we look, it's not just merely looking up. You want to, there's an element of, when you go, you just drop your neck back and drop your neck down. So for those of you who feel your neck is still stiff, you can keep your fingers, 2 fingers like this here, so you don't hurt yourself. Drop your neck up and down. That's 1. Up and down. That's 2. Up, down. That's 3. 2 more. Up, down. That's 4. 1 more. Up and down. Excellent. The next one is neck rotation. Again, for those of you, if you're feeling your neck is stiff, you can hold on to the base of the neck. It's just simply supporting it as you rotate your neck. Let's begin clockwise. Rotate the neck, loose and relaxed. Clockwise. 1. Keep your eyes open if you feel dizzy. 2. So there is some kind of spatial reference. 3. Loose and relax. Breathe in and out. 4 and 5. The other way, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3. Loose and relaxed. 4 and 5. All right, excellent. Let's do the last one. Interlock your fingers, place them behind your head, elbows forward, shoulders relaxed. So don't keep your shoulders up, keep them relaxed. We're going to press the exercises. I'm going to press my chin to my chest, hold it there for 5 counts, come up. Then take the chin to the right side of the chest. I hate to say this, but it's like you want to smell your armpits. You go down like this, all right? And then you come up and go to the left. Let's do the first down straight. So once again, make sure the elbows are pointing straight, shoulders are relaxed. So you don't want to tighten the shoulders. Breathe in. As you breathe out, press the chin down to the chest. Keep breathing in and out. Hold it there. You're stretching the neck straight down. Hold it there. 1. Keep breathing though. Hold the pose. 2, 3. Hold the pose there. Press the chin down. 4 and 5. Come up. Now take the chin to the right side of the chest. All the way down. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pressing it down into the right side of the chest. And 5. Come up slowly. So it's not this way. This chin has to still go down here. So the chin was here, the chin will be here, and then the chin comes here. So try and press the chin down here. So it's like this. So what happens is when I do this, I'm stretching this side of the neck. When I do this, I'm stretching this side of the neck. So you should feel it. So let's go to the left side. Press your chin down to the left and into your chest, left side of the chest. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. And 5. Come up. Excellent. Let's move on to the shoulders now. Fingertips on your shoulders, elbows straight. Take your elbows straight up and scrape the imaginary wall behind you. That's 1. Excellent. Go up straight and then open out your elbows. 2. Don't open out your hair itself. Go straight up and then scrape the wall behind. 3. Very nice. Go straight up as far back as you can. That's 4. 1 more. Straight up as far back as you can. That's 5. And let's go the other way. Down, all the way back, up. 2, all the way up. Come down. Very nice. 3, all the way up and down. 4, all the way up. Come down. 1 more. 5, all the way up and down. All right. You get to relax your hand a little bit. Excellent. Let's rotate our arms front to back and back to front 5 times. Make sure you don't hurt somebody. And let's begin. 1, loose and relax. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Feet apart. We are doing the arm swings. So as I did yesterday, we're going to start to the left side, and I turn to the left. I want the right foot to turn as well. I look as far back as I can, and then it's a very simple loose, keep your body loose as you just swing to each side. Let's begin to the left, go to the left and right. That's 1, again, left and right. That's 2, left, right. That's 3, 2 more, left, right. That's 4, left and right. That's 5. All right, let's move on to our wrists. Interlock your fingers. Rotate your wrists clockwise. Again, make sure you're not holding it tight. There's nothing. Just relaxed. Counterclockwise. Up and down. Hold your right wrist tight. Shake. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's begin the flower exercise. Close into a tight fist, tight, and squeeze it. Now stretch fully. You should feel the tips of your fingers. That's why you want to hold this wrist tight. Close again. Open, close, open. 2 more, close, open. 1 more, close, and stretch your fingers. Excellent. The other hand, shake it loose, loosen your wrists, close tight into a fist, stretch out fully. That's 1, close. Stretch. 2, close tight, stretch fully. That's 3, close, stretch. That's 4. Don't have to stress up like this. Just keep your shoulders relaxed. And 1 more, close, stretch. That's 5. These may appear to be very simplistic exercise, but especially if you're spending a lot of time on the keyboard or texting, our fingers cramp up after a while. And these are all. These are what gives rise to carpal tunnel syndrome and arthritis of the fingers and all that. So you just make this a daily exercise, especially in colder season and winters. You'll find it very helpful because you're increasing the blood flow to all these places. All right, then comes the hips, feet slightly apart, hands on your waist. Let's rotate the hips clockwise. Loose and relaxed. 1, that's good. 2, loose and relaxed. 3, there is nothing wrong or right about this. Just make sure you're loosening the body. 4, one more. And 5, the other way, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, loose and relaxed. 4 and 5. All right. Let's now tone the lower back muscles. The lower back muscles it's so important that we work. We always, I don't know, however, how much ever you are into fitness or however young and fit you feel, you have to respect this portion of our back, because though some of us may be doing a lot of exercise, rest of the day we really don't do anything to support the back. So the back goes back to sleep. These muscles kind of atrophy. So we have to give it a lot of respect. Feet together, support your back like this. You can even do it this way if this is easier. But I like it this way, so I'm going to hold it like this. Watch my elbows, it's flat out. So I want to bring my elbows in, so I squeeze the shoulder blades in. This is the starting position. I'm going to keep my feet together. In this exercise, the knees don't bend, because if the knees bend, I won't be able to push my hips out. So I'm going to drive my heels onto the floor. I breathe in. And as you breathe out, drive your hip as far out as you can and keep your chin down. Don't look up. Don't look up. Look into the altar. Look at the altar. Keep your chin down, looking straight ahead, not looking up. Breathe in and out. Feel the pressure on your lower back. You should feel the pressure right here. And come up gently. Let's do it one more time. Relax for a few seconds. Breathe in. Once again, remember the elbows go in. As you breathe out, drive your hip forward. As you drive your hip forward, shift your awareness to your knees. Keep them straight. Drive your heels into the floor. Look straight ahead. Breathe in and out. 2, 3. Keep breathing. Hold the pressure. 4 and 5. Gently come forward. Now slightly bend forward. You can bend your knees as you bend forward and rub your lower back. Loosen those muscles. Just to feel a little ease. Stand up. That's it. This is not really an exercise, but it's just to counter. We do this a little bit. Okay? All right, then we move on to our thighs. The thighs, like we did yesterday, involves a little bit of balance. So if you are standing on something that moves very easily, like a sheet or something, you can come onto a harder floor. Hold on to your right ankle. Now, make sure the knees are not flat out like this. Keep the knees together. That's number 1 before we begin. Then, if you can, take the other hand and hold on to the ankle. Otherwise, just keep the other hand on the hips. Now, drive this heel into the glute. Drive the heel into the glute. And then try and raise the knee as far back as you can. You'll feel the stretch in your thigh. Very good. And look, try and stand up straight. Don't lean forward. So when you do this exercise, don't lean forward. Stand up straight and raise the knee as far back as you can. And relax. Let's try the other side. Hold on to your left ankle. Drive your left heel into the glute. Stand straight ahead. Raise the knee as far back as you can. You can always take support of a wall. As far back as you can. Feel the stretch in your thigh. Don't fight it. Simply observe the stretch. Stretches as long as you can comfortably. Hold it in comfort and come back. This word comfortable is very tricky in yoga. Nothing is really comfortable. But it teaches you, we talked about stepping out of the comfort zone and things like that during the course of these talks. So this yoga, every time you practice any exercise, you're actually stepping out of your comfort zone. And then that becomes comfortable. Then you step out into the next zone. So let flexibility come by itself. Don't chase it. Just enjoy and say, you know what, I can't do more than this. And that's fine. I worked with people who have had accidents and had multiple knee surgeries. They wouldn't go more than this, so we would give them a belt and start working. And about 6 months' time, this gentleman, who was well past his prime, he was 60 plus, he could do this exercise with complete mobility in his knees. So it's a matter of time. Don't chase it, don't fight it. Don't say, oh my God, I have to get this by this date. That's when injuries happen. Just enjoy the process. Then comes the knees. Interlock your fingers, raise one leg up. Once again, you can always take support. Knees back and forth. Loose and relaxed. loose and relaxed. Sideways, just a few circles clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now just the ankle rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go, the other way. 1, 2. Try and make circles with your toes. 4 and 5. Hold on to your ankle, your toe, and stretch your ankle. Feel the stretch right here in the ankle. Stretch and down. All right, the other knee. Interlock your fingers under your left thigh, knees back and forth. Loose and relax. Try and stand straight. That helps you with balance. Sideways. Circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ankle rotations. 1, 2, 3. Make circles. 4, 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to your ankle, your toes. Stretch your ankle. Feel the stretch in the ankle and down. Very nice. This circle with your toes is a little tricky. You'll notice that the left one is easier than, or the right one is easier. When it goes to the left, it goes all over the place. You have no control. But that's when that awareness comes. That's why you're talking. So you're using your brain to talk to the extremities in your body. So it keeps your motor and sensory nerves in great health. All right, so we completed this sequence. And once again, just before, sit down, because we're going to now sit and do the spinal roll. So let's finish that, and then we'll go through the sequence so that it stays in your memory. You can memorize it, or you could go to your room and write it down in case you want to follow this at home. So let's finish the spinal roll. We did this yesterday. It starts like this. You're going to sit holding on to your knees, and all you have to do is just become a 5-year-old, okay? So don't feel shy. But like I always say, breathe when you do this. This is what happens when we do it after a long time. We've all done this when we were children, but we've forgotten how to do it. So what happens is, I go back. When I come up, I hold my breath. So that's a mistake. I go, and I try to come out. You don't want to hold your breath. You want to breathe out. So keep breathing. That's important. Just don't hold your breath. That means you're fighting, and that's when you'll get a catch or your stomach becomes too tight. This is a simple roll. And if you can't do only this, do only this. Slowly you'll get the momentum, and you'll come all the way. Okay? So let's try it. Go back and forth. Let your entire length of your spine touch the ground. Very good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Even if you have to breathe through the mouth, it's okay. Breathe. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Hold the back of your thigh or top of your knees, whichever works for you. Go back and forth. Rock. It's rocking. Excellent. Just 5 or 6 times. All right. Very good. Very good. Like I mentioned yesterday, this is one exercise is very good. Even if you can do it in the evenings separately, if you find morning is your body is very stiff, you want to just stop with the knee rotation and the ankle rotation. That's fine. When you in the evening, if you have a few minutes, it doesn't really take more than a minute. Actually, you can use the carpet on your floor and just go back and forth. This length, there are a lot of important marma points or acupressure points, if you will, along the spine. And so it's really good to activate them. It's like somebody giving you a massage all along the spine. You can do it yourself, going back and forth. Okay? So just to quickly recap, because we have had only 2 days of very simple introductions, the neck exercises are 4 of them. Even if you remember 2 of them, that's fine. But the 4 is I start with looking to the left. When I look to the left, I don't do this. You want to make sure the neck is straight, and you're turning as far back as you can. So you're squeezing the neck here, you're stretching the neck here. So this side turn, and then up and down. These are simply 2 different directions, so it's easy to remember. The third one is the rotation, okay? Clockwise and counterclockwise. And the last one is you press the chin down, and you're stretching the neck, holding it there for a while, Then you stretch this side of the neck, and you stretch the other side of the neck. Even if you remember half of these exercises, it's excellent. Especially these parts of the body, we don't exercise much. We think exercise is, for example, if you say, I go walking every day, it's a great exercise, but which muscles are being used? It's all lungs and the waist below. These parts are still going to be stiff, right? So it's very important to do this neck and shoulder exercise especially. Then the shoulder exercise. So from the neck, think of what comes just below the neck. It's a shoulder. So what did I do for the shoulders? You kept your fingers and you rotated the shoulders this way and then this way. So two of them. And then comes the entire arms. You five times this way, 5 times this way. And then from the arms comes the wrist. So just logically think neck over, shoulders over, arms over, and now the wrist. So we worked on the wrist, clockwise, counterclockwise, loosening the wrist, and then working for the fingers, stretching and squeezing and stretching. Once again, bringing awareness to all your fingers, okay? And then we came down to the waist, the hip rotations, okay, clockwise and counterclockwise. And then the lower back. You keep your feet together, you support your back, and many times you'll forget and your elbows will be out. That's fine. But what happens is it adds a little more squeezing for the shoulder blades when you bring the elbows close. You see the difference? This still works on your back, so it's not wrong. But when you do this, it actually squeezes the entire back. It's like somebody rubbing and giving you a nice back rub early in the morning. You can do it yourself. So, driving hips as far out as you can and toning your lower back. This goes a long way in strengthening those back muscles. See, what happens is when you have a back pain, the doctor says don't exercise too much. And when you don't exercise, the back muscles atrophy. So it's like a catch-22 situation. How do I get that back? There are exercises where you slowly tone them. So you're toning the muscles, strengthening the muscles again. So this exercise is very, very good to do. And you can do this any time in the day. At work as well, if you find it, you've been sitting too long, you just want to stretch. Just make sure your back is supported, number one. Number two, don't look up, because this makes it very intense. And if you hold your breath by mistake, and when you come back, you're going to be lightheaded. So don't do that. Look straight ahead. So you're only focused on the lower back and not the entire spine. So once you finish the hips and the back, then come your thighs. You just have to stretch the thigh, and then the knee and the ankle. Knee rotations, ankle rotations, stretching of the ankle. So you see, if you logically understand the sequence, there is very little to memorize. And then you will be actually doing the entire body routine from your neck all the way down to your toes. And all this takes about, once you know the routine and once you're doing it, it takes about 6 to 7 minutes. You don't want to rush through it, but comfortably it will take about 7 minutes or so. And 7 minutes is something I'm sure every one of us, no matter how busy we are, I'm sure we can spare that 7 minutes in a day, either in the morning or in the evening, or both morning and evening. Especially as, for those of us who are past our prime, after 40, I don't believe anybody over 40 is here, but I'm just letting you know, in case you know somebody over 40, tell them. It's good to do morning and evening, 7 minutes morning, 7 minutes evening. Respect your body, because this is the vehicle. Without this, if your car breaks down, you'll say, oh my gosh, I'm grounded at home, I can't do anything. But imagine, this is our car, this is our vehicle. If this breaks down, then there's a lot of things we can't do. And then we assign ourselves and say, oh, you know what, it's okay, I'm too old. But leaving that aside, if we start doing this simple routine like this morning and evening, once again, the body intelligence awakens. There's an intelligence in every cell. That intelligence is the same intelligence of the universe condensed in that cell. So the universe is maintaining itself. The cell does have the intelligence to maintain itself. Just allow it to happen. That's what we are doing. Increasing the blood circulation, providing the right environment, and once again, the intelligence will awaken. So this is a simple yogic kriya routine that you can do. And from there, we enter into what's called the yogasanas. Asana means poses, each pose. Even if you take 5 poses, That's all you need to do. Don't chase the number of poses. In each pose, become aware completely, become completely mindful. So we start with what is called the Vajrasana. We did this yesterday. Vajrasana is, I keep my knees together, my feet together. I can stretch out my ankle and sit on my heels. So my toes are together, heels apart, and I form a basket, and I sit straight. Vajra. Vajra means this is so steady, this is like a thunderbolt. So steadiness is strength in yoga. So this is considered a very strong pose. Now what if this is hurting your ankle, like we discussed yesterday? Get a towel, roll it up, or roll your mat, make it thick, and then place it under your ankle. It cushions your ankle. And suddenly you'll be like, wow, this makes it so much more easier, right? Now, for those of you who don't have it, I always say you can also sit like this on your heels. This also actually, even if you do Vajrasana, this also is a good way to exercise your toes. You'll feel your toes squeezed in like this. When did we do this last? Maybe when we were 6 or 7, when we played cricket, I'm not sure, barefoot, running around. But we don't do this because even if you do this with your shoes on, your toes are not going to stretch like this. So this is a great way to sit. Having sat there, the first exercise, you breathe in. As you breathe out, stretch your hands by the side, interlock your fingers. Breathe in again. As you breathe out, turn your palm upwards, drop your neck back, look up. Hold the position there, breathe in and out, and lengthen your spine. Reach out to the ceiling, breathe in and out as you hold this pose. 1, from the base of your spine, arms and above, stretch. 2, hold the stretch, deep breathing. 3, feel the lungs filling up. 4, and as you breathe out, stretch even more. And 5, breathe in. As you breathe out, hands by the side. Come down slowly. All right. Then we do the forward stretch. Open out your knees. For those of you who cannot, that's perfectly okay. Just observe. Open up your knees. Place your palms on the floor so you take the stress off your back. And then crawl forward, stretching out as much as you can, resting your forehead on the floor. You're going to try and keep your waist down, but if you can't, that's fine. Reach out, stretch, breathe in and out. Never hold your breath in any exercise. Breathe in and out. 2, 3. This brings about a sense of reverence. 4 and 5. Once again, crawl back. Use your hands in this exercise. Don't try to go down without it because there's a lot of pressure on the back. Use your hands to go down. Stretch, use your hands to come up. Once again, bring your knees together. So all this exercise is stretching your ankles while we are doing this. Pranamasana, hands on either side of your knees. You breathe in. As you breathe out, curl up as close as you can. Place your forehead on the floor. Take your hands back and collapse. It's almost like going into a cocoon. Place your forehead if you can, breathing in and out. You can open up your knees slightly in case you find the stomach is coming in the way, but otherwise, ideally, you keep it close. Breathe. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come up slowly. You see a lot of children go to sleep like this on bed. I did once with little kids, and one of this child just went to sleep because the mother woke her up so early in the morning for yoga. She was very comfortable in this. We were all at one point very comfortable in this pose, but now it's like, oh my gosh, I can hardly breathe. All this is coming in the way. But that's what happens. You are talking to your body and saying, this is coming in the way. I need to get this out of the way. And slowly the body learns to adjust itself. It's amazing. It's not about weight loss. It's not about fitness, and it's not about body shapes at all in yoga. It's about conversing with the body so the body adjusts itself. I have seen big, huge people do these exercises with great ease simply because they learned how to talk to their body, and the body's learned to adjust. So don't worry about shape and size, and don't say, oh my God, I'm never going to do this because I'm too big or too small or too old. It is just about training your body. So maybe you start from here. Or maybe you hold like this and say, okay, this I can do, not more. And then slowly learn to breathe in that pose. Once you're breathing, the muscle becomes softer and you're able to move in and out. It may take a few weeks, and then you can easily go all the way down, curl into a ball, and then you come up. So these muscles become very flexible and amiable. The organs move and get massaged. So it's a very powerful exercise. And some people even do this, but we don't have time to talk about a lot of variations. I'm trying to give some simple exercises that even if you miss this little nuances, you're not hurting yourself. Okay? So from here, we get up on our feet. So Vajrasana is like a portal to enter into the yoga practice. When you do this on your own, when you do this alone, then it becomes very meditative. I do the kriyas. I've kind of um, um, worked up my body up to a state of out of lethargy, if you will. But I'm not broken a sweat. I'm not doing the warm-ups like you do in aerobics. So I'm not broken a sweat. I'm not panting. So the yogic kriyas kind of get you right there at that moment where I'm alert, I'm awake, I'm not sleepy anymore, but yet I'm not panting. And then you enter into yoga and slow yourself down further. Tadasana. So after Vajrasana is Tadasana. Tadasana is the mountain pose. We did this yesterday. Let's try this again today. Feet hip width apart. Lift your pajamas or your pant, look down at your feet, and make sure they are parallel. If you're standing on the wooden floor, you have those lines for reference. Make sure from your heel to your toes, they are parallel to each other and pointing straight ahead. Hands by the side. Shoulders relaxed. So if you're doubtful, always raise your shoulder and drop it so you know it's relaxed. The name of this pose, Tada means mountain, Asana means pose, Tadasana. The name has come about because of the nature of this exercise. In this exercise, in this pose rather, we search for the stillness of a mountain. So I get into this pose and then I shift my awareness. We'll do this together. We shift our awareness to the bottom of the feet, not simply to the feet, bottom. I feel the skin. The more you fine tune, the more you'll become very aware of everything. It's a question of fine tuning. Like last night when I was singing, I knew I was completely off the shruti. I just couldn't tune in, I couldn't hear clearly. But when you fine tune, you'll know something is wrong, and you'll try to adjust. So it's the same thing that when you fine tune, first you'll say, okay, I don't know what else to fine tune in this, but be patient. Slowly you will be aware of the little changes under your feet. The brain is communicating to the other extreme. So give it a time. And this will improve your sense of balance, your sense of quick response. Especially, again, we won't lose balance and we reduce the element of falling greatly in our lives. So hands by the side. What we do is I shift my attention to the bottom of my feet, and then I shift my weight to one foot, just to observe how it feels. What happens under my feet here? What happens to my toes? What happens to my heel? And then I come back. I shift to this foot, and I see what happens here, what happens here. Sometimes I might even observe my knee tightening, and that's okay. Simply observe. Come back to the center. Then I go to the front, watch my toes tighten. Come back. It's going back to the drawing board and say, wait a minute, let me first figure out what is the standing all about. I celebrated this when I was 2 years and I first stood up for the first time. And then I took it for granted that I could stand. Now I'm going back to that awareness. And then you shift your weight to the heels and see what it means to take the weight on your heels. And then when you stand in Tadasana, you now distribute the body weight equally on both your feet. Observe my toes, do they feel the same? My heels, do they feel the same? Is my body weight equally distributed? What do I need to do? Everything else, adjust it, work on it, keep it alive. Keep the exercise very real and be very focused and wait a minute, how do I adjust now? Maybe I should move my big hip slightly forward. Should I come back? Maybe to the left, maybe to the right. It depends on each body's orientation. So adjust and see. You're searching for that stillness. And that there are moments in this exercise, very soon, you will come to that point of perfect stillness. And you'll celebrate it and you'll lose that stillness. And that's okay. But search for that stillness. That searching itself becomes the pose. Hands by the side. Keep your eyes open. We'll close your eyelids consciously. Take a deep breath. As you breathe out, close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, shift your awareness all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Throughout the exercise, you'll be breathing in and out normally. Feel the texture of the mat you're standing on. Feel the texture of the floor that you're standing on. Your shoulders are relaxed. Rest of your body is relaxed. Gently breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your body weight to the right foot. Let your entire body weight shift to the right foot. Lean onto your right foot. Observe how it feels. Your right toes tighten to hold your body in balance. The outer edge of your right foot. Come back to the center. Breathe in when you're ready. As you breathe out, shift your body weight to the left side this time. Once again, simply observe how it feels to take the body weight on one foot. Come back to the center. When you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your weight forward to both your feet. Watch your toes tighten, your heels slightly off the ground. Your fingers are relaxed. Don't tighten your fingers. Rest of your body is relaxed. Come back to the center. And now eyes are closed, so do this very carefully. Shift your body weight to your heels. Breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your body weight slightly. Don't fall back. Gently. Watch your toes come off the ground. And come back to the center. So now that you've played around with your awareness under your foot, now get into the pose. Distribute your body weight equally on both your feet, right foot, left foot, front, back. Observe, study. Make adjustments in your hips, your waist, and see if it makes any changes in your balance, in the weight of your body. Breathing in and out. Think of the mountain. Still. Become the mountain. Gently breathe in. As you breathe out slowly, open your eyes. Some of the most powerful exercises in yoga are the simplest from a physical point of view, but they become very powerful from a mental perspective, psychological and spiritual perspective. And this is one of those exercises. Extended mountain. So now that we have mastered this pose, let's extend it. So what I'm going to do is, let me demonstrate it real quick. We did this yesterday. I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I raise my hands up first. I get into this position. We'll do it together. Just watch. My hands up. This is just to help in balance, basically. You could do it this way too, but this is just to help in balance. And then I breathe in again. As I breathe out, I come up on my toes as high as possible, and it'll come with practice. First you start off here, and slowly you'll work your way up as high as possible on your toes, and you hold that balance, hold it there. You'll feel the calf muscles, the Achilles tendons, and all those little muscles. And then we do variations. By then your foot will be on fire, and that's okay, and that's a good fire. And then you gently come back down, okay? There's so much to share, and I don't want to confuse you, but when you do this, your foot comes on fire. There's actually fire element at the bottom of your feet. That's why when your body goes cold, they first rub your feet to activate the fire element there. So though the fire element is predominant here, it's also at the bottom of your feet, and you want to keep that alive, and that warms up your entire body and maintains that youthfulness and health. So these exercises also bring in that fire element back. So it's good to feel your foot on fire. It's a good thing that you feel that heat in your feet. Okay, so extended mountain. Feet parallel to each other, hip width apart. Don't stay too close, it's tough to balance. Don't be too far out, it kills the exercise. Just hip width apart. Okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, stretch your hands. Initially, when you're learning yoga, you make all your movements when you breathe out. So when you breathe out, your body relaxes. You will have less chances of any spasms and muscles. And later on, you learn to breathe in as you raise your hands up and things like that. Now breathe in again. As you breathe out, come up on your toes. Come up on your toes. As high as you can, comfortably. Hold it there. Breathe in and out. Steady. 1. Let's hold it there. 2. 3. Excellent. Stay there. 4. Breathe in and out. 5. Hold it there. 6. I can't stop counting. Somebody has to help me. 7. Hold it. Breathe. 8. 9 is a good number. 9. Excellent. Now hold it. Breathe in. When you're ready, turn your head to the left and see if you can hold the balance. If you fall off balance, come back right in. 3, 4, and 5. Look straight ahead. Breathe in. As you breathe out, turn to the right. Hold the balance. 2. Breathe. 3. As high as you can. Hold it. Hold it. 4. And 5. Look straight ahead. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come back down to your feet. Now when you come back to the mountain pose, you see your feet. Do you feel your feet alive? Now you do back to the mountain pose. Because now you will really know what is focusing. So back, hands on either side. Just go straight into Tadasana. Observe the balance of your body on your 2 feet. Once again, search for that stillness. Stillness of a mountain. Breathe in. As you breathe out slowly, open your eyes. I'll teach you another simple balancing pose, once again to strengthen your toes, your ankles, and those muscles of your feet. So if you do these 3 poses, the mountain, the extended mountain, and this, it'll go a long way in bringing your mind to a state of balance and calm and peace that we talked about over this weekend. So this exercise is called Warrior 3. But we will do it in the simple way. This is how it's done. Just watch. I'll quickly demonstrate, and then we'll do this together. I breathe in. As I breathe out, I take my right foot back first. You don't have to do it right now. I breathe in. As I breathe out, I raise my hands up. I breathe in. As I breathe out, I lean forward, and then I raise the back leg up, and I try to hold this balance like this. Straighten my knee. I bend just to get the balance, raise it, then I straighten up, and I hold it there. Once this becomes comfortable, then slowly, in the weeks that you practice, you can keep going as much as you can till you become a T. And you can stay there, come back. So even if you're here, that's good. You're working these muscles. And you get the sense of balance. Okay? And then you come back down. Come back to Tadasana. Coming back to the mountain pose every time. Almost all the standing poses, you come back to that stillness. And for the stillness, go into another pose. It's like different trees and plants in the mountain. Keep coming back to your roots. Come back to the mountain pose. So from here, let's try. Are you all game? Okay, just make sure you're not too close to somebody right behind you. If you are, just adjust yourself so you're not exactly behind somebody. Just step to the right or the left. Because you don't want your feet in somebody's face there at the back. Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet hip width apart. Breathe in. As you breathe out, first step. As you breathe out, take your right foot back. All right. That's your first step. Then you breathe in. As you breathe out, raise your hands up. Join your palms together. Very nice. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend your left knee slightly. Don't go into like a warrior. Just slightly. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lean forward. And now as you keep breathing, gently raise the back foot off the ground. Look straight ahead. Keep looking at the altar. Raise your back foot and then try and straighten your left knee. Straighten your left knee. Very nice, very nice. And then start bringing your shoulders down, feet up, as much as you comfortably can. Hold it there. 2, very good. 3, look straight ahead, stretch. 4, and 5. Put your foot back up. Come back to this pose. Breathe in and out, hands down. Come back to the mountain pose. It wasn't bad. You're like, fantastic. We could do a very advanced program here someday. This is very good. I have people who struggle here, and that's, even if you're here, as long as his foot is off the ground, that's great. You're balancing. Now you're moving. You're stretching out. Now, when you're comfortable with your hands front, you can take it to the back and stretch with your hands back. So there are many variations you can do. Play with the balance all the time, holding that foot steady. So what you're training your mind, and we'll do the other side, I haven't forgotten it. What you're training your mind is, whatever I'm doing, a part of me is firmly rooted in my core values, in my core belief. So I'm doing this, I'm doing a tree pose, or I'm doing another stretch. I'm doing all these balancing poses, stretching it to the side, but this is grounded. So when we talk about going out into the world and doing all this thing, a part of you, because of this pose, a part of you will be firmly grounded in something deep inside, whatever that is inside of you. If it is your relation with Swami, your relation with your higher self, however you want to view it, that part of you will be firmly grounded. That will never shake. And you can always go back to that grounding. It's like a little private space you create inside of you. And that training comes in these poses. That's why yoga is psychosomatic. What you're doing with the body is actually training your mind internally, how to function in your everyday life. Let's try the other leg. Mountain pose. Breathe in. As you breathe out, take your left foot back. Now, how far you want to go back is up to you, but I wouldn't go all the way back because that much you have to lift. So slightly back is good enough when you're learning. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both your hands up first. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend your right knee, lean forward. As you breathe in and out, raise your back foot off the ground. Keep looking straight ahead at one spot, preferably Swami's picture here. So just look straight ahead. Raise the back foot. And once you feel comfortable, slowly begin to tilt. Raise your foot up, bring your shoulders down. Stretch, breathe in and out. 2, very good. 3, very nice, very nice. 4, and 5. Come back down gently, back, and then consciously bring your hands down. Breathe out, come back into the mountain pose. Hands on either side. Breathe in and out. Since you're so advanced, I'll teach you one more balancing exercise. The tree pose, and I think we did this last time. The tree pose is again one of my favorites. So now, because trees grow in the mountains, we can't have a mountain without trees. What I do from the mountain pose, I lean onto one foot, preferably my left. Let me demonstrate real quick. I take the right foot. I try and place this heel of my right foot as high as I can on the upper thigh here. Okay? There is an acupressure point right in the groin area, which is what you want to press with your heels. And according to Ayurveda, that preserves youthfulness. I know everybody's going to try this. But it's not, you may not be able to reach up here all the time. Okay? Because in an Ayurvedic massage, they massage this place with the elbows. That's the most painful experience. But then that releases toxins in the body. So you actually run a high temperature. When they have a 14-day treatment, the first 3 days you have high temperature, you can barely move, and then suddenly your body opens up and becomes very light. But nevertheless, you can do this in a very mild manner every day to release toxins. So there are toxins here. You press that gland with your toe, with your heel, but you may not be able to reach here initially. So be patient with yourself. You may start off from here, and that's okay. But slowly you will learn to come up. The one thing you want to be careful is don't press your heel against the knee. The knee is not meant to go sideways. We're not designed for that. So don't press your heel against the knee. Either the heel comes below the knee, like you see here, or it comes above the knee. And if you can't take it all the way up, take it as high as you can. Okay? And drive your heel into the thigh, driving it in. So if your foot slips, in which it might, don't blame your pant. It has nothing to do with the pants. It is a question of learning how to put pressure sideways. We don't know that yet, and therefore we say, oh my gosh, because I'm wearing a pant, it's not happening. Okay? I've been there, done that. But now give me silk to where I can still do this because you're pressing it this way. The foot goes in and drives into the thigh, activates that gland. So let's try this together. Are you game? In case you all are not feeling comfortable, please feel free to observe. And you don't have to do it. If you want to be near a chair as you do this, you can always hold a chair. Let's try this. Breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your weight to the left foot. Raise the right leg up. Now, for the rest of the exercise, you're simply breathing in and out. Never hold your breath. Take it as high as you can. Drive the heel into the upper thigh, pointing your toes straight down. Okay? Opening up the hips. So the knee is pointing in this direction. You're looking straight ahead. It's perfectly aligned. Hands to the chest. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Drive your heels sideways. Drive your foot sideways into your thigh. Hold it there. Breathe in and out. Excellent. Breathe in. As you breathe out. If you can, if you feel comfortable, raise your hands up. Breathe. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Don't go, hup. Don't do that. Breathe. Hold it there. Breathe in and out. Now, for those of you who think, this is a walk in the park, let's try that. Turn your head to the left side. When you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, turn to the left. Balance, balance, balance. Your head turns to the left, but your attention stays under your feet. Foot. Look straight ahead. Turn to the right. Balance under your foot. Look straight ahead. And gently come down. So there are many variations in this. Gently bring your hands down and come back. Back to mountain pose. So you're back to that stillness. This is still. So like I said, you look to the left, you look to the right, you look up, you stretch. So you're constantly challenging your balance. Every day is different. From the food that you ate last night to the quality of sleep that you had affects the balance here. And that's when you become aware, oh my gosh, I'm not getting balance, maybe because I didn't sleep well. So you connect all that. So an awareness becomes of how I'm sleeping, what I'm eating, what I'm doing. All that plays a role. Okay? And the last challenge in this balance is to close your eyes. Again, because there is no spatial reference. How do I close my eyes and hold balance? Now I'm really focusing and using every single muscle of my foot. So physically, it really helps you maintaining that balance. Let's try the other foot. And this time we'll try with the eyes closed for a change. Breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your weight to the right foot. Raise your left leg up. Drive your left heel into your right thigh. Even before you join your arms, open up this. Take your hand to the knee. Make sure it's opened out. Straight ahead. Then join your palms together. So you know now in the tree. Allow the tree to grow. Breathe out. Raise your hands up. Join your palms together. You don't have to stretch it straight. You could even keep it this way. That's fine. As long as your spine is straight. Breathe in and out. Very nice. Very nice. It's okay for the tree to sway in the wind. Don't let the tree fall. You're going green. All right. When you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, look to the left. Look to the left. Not with your eyes, your entire neck. Turn. Good, good. Come back, look straight ahead. When you're ready, look to the right. Look to the right. Good. Come back, look straight ahead. Bring your hands in front of your chest. Bring your hands in front of your chest. And let's try with the eyes closed. Now breathe in. As you breathe out, slowly start looking down at your feet. And then close your eyes and see if you're able to hold balance. You see how suddenly intense the whole exercise becomes. From being calm and being nice, oh yeah, this is nice. You close your eyes, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. That's the intensity. So physically what's happened? Nothing has happened. Just by closing your eyelids, this whole asana, the focused attention. So when in yoga they talk of there is heat when you focus. There is heat, there's energy, intensity when you focus. How do you experience that? In this pose. Close your eyes and you'll experience what is an intense focus is all about. So what is happening in our case, we are retraining our mind to get that intense focus again. That unwavering focus. Because in this, with your eyes closed, I bet you cannot say, what am I going to plan for breakfast? You can't. Okay? So you're going to close your eyes and say, "Ooh, balance, 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 balance." Hold it. Because your mind gets distracted, you will lose balance. So you've got to really focus on every single muscle there. So you're training your mind to focus. And then, unknowingly, you will be able to use that element that you trained here in any part of your life. Where you need focus, you'll be able to give that intense, complete, undivided focus. Once you get that, you can apply it anywhere. It's like having cash. You can use that cash to buy vegetables or ice cream or anything you want. It's like that. So you're developing that here. Imagine if we teach these to children in school, how wonderful that would be. To teach them to focus, hold that balance. They'll be able to use that at any point and not get swayed by peer pressure and friends and do things which they regret for the rest of their lives. They'll learn to slow themselves down. All right, let's sit down. Now, in yogic practice, um, when you do breathing exercise and meditation, a good and the right way to sit is placing your glutes on a height from the floor, ideally. And if you don't have that access now, it's okay. But if you can roll your mat or to some extent to get a little bit of height, that's fine. But at home, if you want to practice, use a pillow or a brick or a cushion. When I say a pillow, cotton pillows are good. Cotton pillows, because they don't simply sink into the ground. Now, if you take one of those fluffy styrofoam type pillows or whatever, those are light, not styrofoam pillows. Maya's giving me that look. But those soft pillows which actually just go down, then it really doesn't make sense. That's why they have specialized cotton sitting meditation pillows in a yoga store. You can pick it up if you want to, or simply roll a towel that becomes about 3 inches from the ground at least. And then you use that as a height to sit. Because what happens is it takes the pressure off your lower back. Now you can lean forward comfortably. You see how comfortable it is to sit when there is a height. And so there was a reason why in the olden days they used to use a wooden brick. When a guest comes, they will throw a wooden brick at them. Please sit down. Okay? Don't do that these days. But that's the idea. To sit down, you need this. And then this also helps keeping your feet comfortable. So when you do this, the feet are below, so there is blood flow that's there, and you won't feel the cramps. And it takes the pressure off your lower back, and you'll be able to sit straight comfortably for extended periods of time. Why this is important? It's because in the pose, I'm very conscious about my body. And then I say it's time to go within, deeper within. So from yogic kriyas, you enter the pose. You work for that stillness. The stillness in the body, let's assume that we attain the stillness in the body. That means we are able to hold the pose steadily. So we achieved a physical sense of stillness. And so that means what happens in a yoga practice, after a while, you say, after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whenever you do a series of poses, you don't go into a asana practice saying, I want to do 10 poses today. You generally don't. In a traditional practice, you talk to your body, start doing your poses. A time will come where you have to continue your pose. Until when? Until you say, I just feel so still, I don't want to move anymore. I don't want to do any more poses. That means the body is achieving a state, it's saying, don't move. Go to that stillness. Okay? Once the body achieves that state of stillness, then you focus into the breath. So when I want to sit in such a way that I leave the body behind, and now I begin to focus on what is moving inside my body, the breath. So when I take my attention to my breath, I shouldn't be thinking about my body. I shouldn't be thinking, I wish my back is hurting, and things like that. That is why you need to choose a comfortable position. Once again, comfort doesn't mean the comfort we are used to sitting on a relaxing chair where the spine is like this. If you sit like this, you can't. The breathing is hampered. So you want to come, by comfort, I mean your spine should be straight. So even if you sit on the chair, try and sit on the edge of the chair. On the edge of the chair, so you're not leaning back. Okay? And then you'll be able to sit comfortably straight. And then you close your eyes gently. If you want to partially close your eyes, that is fine too. You can stare at the tip of the nose, as the yoga texts say. But this could also hurt somebody if you're not practiced. It takes weeks to practice for that. So you can just stare at a spot in front. You can keep a picture of your guru in front there, or keep a symbolic thing, something there so your eyes can stay and focused. And just keep it focused there. And you can keep a silver coin, whatever attracts the attention of your eye. Keep it right here and keep your eyes focused on that. That is your physical posture that you assume, or you can keep your eyes gently closed, keeping it focused on the tip of your nose. Once you assume this posture, the mind goes to the breath. You become aware of the breath as it comes in and as it leaves your body. So shift your awareness gently to your breath. Observe the breath as it comes into the body. Observe it as it leaves the body. Simply observe. And your observance itself will slow it down. Because now you're watching it, you become aware of your breath. You breathe in more and you breathe out fully. Try and lengthen your exhalation. In yoga, the focus is always on your exhalation. Quality of your exhalation. How much can I breathe out? How fully can I breathe out? How long is my breath as it goes out? Follow the breath as it leaves the body. Follow it. Follow the breath back in to the body. Every time it leaves your body, follow the breath. In traditional yoga texts, they will say, measure the length of your breath. This is what they mean. Can I follow it 2 finger widths outside my body? 4 finger widths. How long can I feel the breath after it leaves my body? And then you breathe in again. We will do this in a ratio. I'm going to breathe in for 4 counts and breathe out for 8 counts. So we learn to exhale more than you inhale. You teach your mind to let go of the breath. And in spiritual exercise, you learn to give out more than what you receive. You breathe in for 4, you give out 8. Let's do this together. Sit comfortably straight, eyes partially closed. Let's breathe in together. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One last time. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Keep your eyes closed. Keep the awareness on the breath. This is the element of Vayu, or the air, that exists all around us. So as you breathe in and out, think you're bringing in the cosmos into your body. Particles from the universe outside to bless your body. And then taking the toxins out, releasing it back into the cosmos for cleansing. This is how we interact with the universe and the elements outside. The body, the earth, is firmly grounded onto the earth element. breathing in and out focuses on the Vayu element. The mind that is focused is like the flame of a candle that feeds into the fire element. And the overall spiritual experience, the peace that is generated, comes from the Akasha or the element of ether. In this practice, the water element is steady because water by nature is always moving. The water is steady. The earth contains the water, it's like a lake. In every meditation practice, either in the beginning, whatever your practice it, or at the very end, become aware of these 5 elements and ask yourself at this point, where am I with the earth element? How can I tune into the earth element within me and outside of me? Where is that oneness? Where is the connection? Where is the connection with the water element within me and outside? In meditation, the water element is like the lake. You're not sweating because of the heart rate going down, the blood flow becomes slow. The Agni element is also contained. It's like a candle now, gently giving the warmth. And the wind element is in a rhythm, a beautiful rhythm, like a gentle breeze inside your body. Breathing in and breathing out. And that's when you take your mind to the throat chakra. And open your mind to space, Akasha. Become aware of all the 6 centers all along the spinal cord. Shat chakras, 6 centers. Shift your awareness to the bottommost part of your spine, the tailbone, wherein lies the first chakra, the fundamental energy center. Like the darkest part of the night before dawn, this center called Mooladhara holds all the memories of all our past lives and every single experience we have had in this lifetime as well. In modern psychology, we call it the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind. But yoga looks at it as the Mooladhara. The deity of this center is Ganesha, symbolizing that strength of an elephant, but having the wisdom, the tameness, the timidity of the elephant as well. The immense strength is tame. There is wisdom there, but it lies in a potential form. Meditating on this center once again puts you back into source with your past. There is nothing to be afraid of to go into the past, because you'll get to know why you are where you are now. Shift your awareness gently above, a couple of inches above the tailbone, in the region of your sexual organs, like the second center of the spine. After the darkest part of the night, the eastern sky lights up gently and you see the deep blue color of the sky. That is the energy of this center, deep blue. The planet Saturn governs the bottom center, the Mooladhara, and the planet Venus governs the second center, called the Swadhisthana. Swadhisthana. Meaning the mind fools itself into believing that this is its original house, which isn't. But because of the senses, we feel this is reality. We feel the world around us is real. what we touch and what we see and what we smell and taste, is what life is all about. But that is simply the reality that is created when the mind operates from that center, the second center, Swadhisthana, deep blue color of the ocean, constantly in motion, never still. The senses are constantly interacting with the elements outside. You can never still them. You can channelize them. You can control them, but never still them. Or become aware of this. This is where habits are formed, addictions are formed, created. Whether I'm addicted to salt or sugar or sleep or food, whatever I'm addicted to, which I do mindlessly, this is the center. Your mind is at that center. Gently shift your awareness further up the spine to the region of the navel, wherein lies the third energy center of the mind. We become aware of these different centers simply because the mind is sitting in one of these centers at any given point in time. When we practice the 6 virtues of the mind, the last one is called samadhana. Samadhana is where the mind rests. When you're alone, ask yourself, where is my mind resting now? If my mind is on food, then the mind is resting on the second chakra. There's nothing good or bad about it. It just shows where the mind is. The navel chakra is the Mani Puraka, meaning the crest jewel. This is where the identity is born. The ego is born. When you're in your mother's womb, it's only the Muladhara chakra which operates, the base of your spine. There is only pure awareness. When we go into deep sleep, we go back to rest in that chakra. The energy of Saturn. Because in deep sleep, in my mother's womb, I wasn't aware of who I am, what my nationality is, what sex I am, which nation I belong to, what color my skin is. I'm not even aware of my identity. I lose my identity. And then the senses come to play. Venus comes in. And then the third one is the Mani Puraka. This is where I begin to form an identity. I and mine is born in this center. And based on how I define who I am, I project my reality outside. And I draw people and circumstances into my life based on this projection from this center. After the darkest part of the night, as dawn comes in, you see the deep blue color of the sky, and then a little more light comes in before the sun rises. You begin to see the greenery around you. You begin to distinguish distinct plants as separate from the other plants and trees and you. And that's why the identity comes. An illusion that you are separate. And we hold on to this ego, the I that is formed here. So the energy of this center is green, like the greenery around you. It brings out the distinction between you and the others. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, shift your awareness further up the spine to the region of the chest, the heart, if you will. And now in the eastern horizon, the sun peeps. And you see the beautiful, deep red glow of the sun as he begins to rise. That is the energy of this center. And this is the home of the sun. Deep red in color. And just as the sun controls and everything revolves around the sun, everything in who you are revolves around the heart center. Because this is where love is born. This is where emotions are born. Hundreds of thoughts come and go. They have no energy to manifest. But when a thought is fueled by emotion, good or bad, that thought will always find its manifestation, either inside your body or outside as a physical object. So when we speak of illnesses that come into our body, we speak of things that manifest in our real life, it's all based on that emotion that has fueled a thought at some point in time. And that is why we become very aware, not of the thoughts necessarily, but about the emotion that's fueling the thought. And that's why Baba says, don't criticize, because the emotion that is behind that criticism is one of jealousy, hatred, anger, all put together. And it's the worst kind of emotion that you can ever entertain. And that is bound to result in something negative, because the brain begins to immediately release negative toxins. This is this powerful center, the heart center. As much as it's capable of expanding your consciousness, it is also capable of completely destroying you. The sun gives us warmth, but the sun can also burn us down. Remember that. So that is the energy of the center. Breathe in. As you breathe out, shift your awareness further up to the region of the throat chakra. Vishuddha. Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha is a state of purity. This chakra purifies. Not purity from a religious standpoint or an ethical standpoint, not necessarily, but purity from the standpoint of breaking away from your conditioned mindset, breaking away from fear, breaking away from limited thinking. Suddenly the mind begins to open up. When you reach out and pray to a divine energy, you're going beyond emotions and senses and the logical mind. Now you're reaching out to something. This is where the mind begins to transform itself into spiritual energy. The caterpillar becomes a butterfly in this center. Vishuddha. Purifies, removes the dross, and renders the gold clean. The energy of Jupiter sits here. And the sun has now risen over the horizon. And from deep red, he now becomes golden yellow, shedding warmth and radiance and light, and a knowing that is beyond the understanding of our senses, where intuition begins to bring you knowledge in silence, in a flash. You just know. When you get vivid dreams at night, this is the center that is operating. When there is creativity within you, when you paint, when you sing, when you dance, this is the center that opens up. When you're happy for no reason, feel peaceful for no reason, this is the center that is opening up. Become aware, be grateful, tune into that energy. The element of Akasha begins to operate in your body in this center. And finally, allow your mind to go back to its resting place. This is the true samadhana between the eyebrows, the Ajna chakra, the seat of knowing, the seat of wisdom, the seat of brilliance, intelligence, and love. Not love as the emotion that you feel in the heart center, but love as an expression of oneness, as an expression of interconnectedness. The third eye of Shiva. And since each one of us are a Shiva, an expression of Shiva, we have the third eye waiting to be opened. Allow the mind to rest between the eyebrows. For the next few moments, be there. And let your consciousness expand from the eyebrow center. Feel one with the person next to you. Feel that person as an extension of who you are. Extend that awareness to everyone in this hall. Extend that awareness beyond this hall. See everything, animate, inanimate, as all expressions of your own consciousness. Become the creator. Be the creator, rather. Be. The dancer is never separated from the dance. The Nataraja who dances in this creation is the very creation, because this dance is not separate from the dancer. So you become this creation. It's an extension of who you are, not separate from you. Enjoy that awareness. Expand beyond limitations. And listen to this chant. It simply means I am the Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Let it reverberate through every atom in the universe. Let your consciousness reverberate into every cell, every creature, every living being, without judgment, without expectations, purely as an expression of love. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Gently take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, let us chant the Om, followed by 3 Shantis together. Taking a deep breath. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The 3 Shantis that we do, once again, takes your consciousness outside. The Vedantic truths say the first Shanti is Adhyatmika, that means for the self, peace for the self. The second one is Adi Bhautika, Bhutas. The second Shanti is may all the elements be at peace. The third one is Adi Devika, all the other deities that govern from all the other dimensions, may they also be at peace. So Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So each Shanti actually takes your consciousness. So every single syllable, every single practice in Vedanta and Sanatana Dharma has very deep significance because they are all rooted and designed to help you go back to your home. And that home is being God. Thank you, Sai Ram.